for today's Comic Artist Spotlight, Brett Booth. This is a series where I take a piece of the artist's penciled work and I ink it in Clip Studio. And along with that, we'll take a look at one of the comic books that they've worked on. So let's begin. Today, we're going to look at Gunslinger Spawn, number 9. This is currently what Brett Booth is working on, the Gunslinger Spawn series. And I must say, excellent work from Brett. So right off the bat here, you have Gunslinger Spawn tied up to this pole by Spawn here. Essentially, this doesn't happen in the book, but, you know, they're making a neat looking cover. Maybe you'll wonder what's going on, where the Spawn's fighting. This is a pretty good story. Brett's art is awesome in this. He's very consistent with the book. I will say the stories issue to issue, they're a little slow, a little on the slow side, but it's still pretty good. There's a lot going on. He has lots of artwork on every page. Just seems like could be more going on each issue, but still excellent book overall. You know, here you see with his style, there's always lots of character work. A lot of times he will be drawing full bodies, great expressions in the faces. Obviously they have masks here, but he's showing the eyes. But you'll see that later. But yeah, the great expressions on the faces and stuff. Just very detailed artwork. Always a lot of things going on. Plenty of stuff in the background. You know, especially with the gunslinger's cloak. It's almost like a cape flying all the time. So that makes it neat. Here we got some cool power going on. So yeah, so let's look inside. See what we got. Gunslinger Spawn number 9. Todd does the script and the plot. Todd McFarlane. Art by Brett Booth. I believe as far as inkers go, Aldelso Corona mostly does the inking, but this issue, Corey King did some. Yeah, so that's that. So let's take a look at it. Last issue was pretty action-packed too. It had this big brawl in a bar and kind of was going back and forth between that and Jessica Priest and Gunslinger Spawn talking about it. And then at the end of the last issue, here he's talking to her and she asks him about who's this Amy person. So here we have a little backdrop here, or a little background info going. This is back in 1849, and we're talking about the people going to California, looking for the gold rush. They were called the 49ers. And then here we have a little family here, and then here, a little more going on. I guess they're stopping to get some food here. It says at the Mexico border. This guy is going to get some horseshoes done, or get some horseshoes for his horse. And then all of a sudden this guy bursts in, obviously running from somebody. And we got this guy here, and I believe this was the guy in the last issue. And you're kind of showing their relation, like how he met him. They don't go too much detail here, but you can kind of figure it out. So he's he's not a normal human guy, part demon or something. But yeah, so he comes in, just takes care of this guy for some reason. This guy witnesses it, and he says, "I'm coming after you next." So he realizes he starts to run. Then he tells Amy, which I'm assuming that's either this his wife, or which he called her Lucy earlier, or maybe Amy's his daughter. Not quite sure. So he gets stabbed, and then he gets taken care of. And I'm assuming this is the Gunslinger Spawn, who present day he goes by Javi. So here he's waking up from his dream. But art-wise, you can see lots of expression going on all the time. Full body into it. You got your hands and fingers. You know, here we got expression here, you know, even back here. You know, he's obviously running scared here. Great expressions on all these faces. There. There's good framing in the shots. But here they're up in the hotel, and she's saying about stuff, and he's saying, "Let's go, pack it up." But great artwork here, great detail and everything. The inking's very good too. I believe this is the newer inker here. You can kind of tell the difference then compared to the rest of the story. This is a more cleaner ink, but you can still see the expressions on the faces. Great work. He doesn't skimp on bodies or silhouettes or backgrounds. He's drawing everything. Really pleasing to look at. Great motorcycles. Coloring's good too on the book stuff. But so anyways, they ride off. They're going to pick up his stash of weapons, even though they're super old. She's asking, plan on taking out an army? He's like, if I have to. So this is Jessica Priest. She turns into the She Spawn in this series. They do have a series where they all work together called Scorched. But yeah, so here they're talking. Once again, great detail everywhere. You got the setup here with the bike, trees. You see everything. They're digging a hole, down in a hole, working to get up. Lots of great character work. So here, back there, she asks him if he ever uses the darkness. Oh, I'm sorry. Back here, she asks him if he knows how to travel through shadows and stuff, and he says, "Yeah, I've used the dark." And he tells her to close her eyes for 2 seconds. So she does, and he uses it to transport up here and also change into the Gunslinger Spawn, just like that. He also tells her never to blink, and that's how he beats most of his adversaries. And he says, "How do you change yourself?" So she reveals herself, and then he's like, "All right, now close your eyes." And then less than 2 seconds, she's changed, and she has a knife on him, and then she to his throat here, and she throws him down. But great action shot here, chains flying, nice shot with his eyes closed there, pretty good. And then here this shot with him too. She's assaulting him with the knife, slamming him into the ground. Great action here. You got all the detail, these spikes, the bullets, the cloak flying, awesome detail. So she responds to that, "I could have just killed you." So she stands over him as the She Spawn now, telling him that they're at war. He has to pay attention. Yeah, I mean, not much going on this page, but the art is awesome. I mean, look at the hair flowing. You got chains, spikes. It just seems like he loves drawing this stuff. And if so, he was made for this book. Bullets around her shoulder there. I mean, all kind of detail. He's got the skulls on his hat. Skulls here. Spikes in his little panel. You got all this stuff. All these spikes. Cloak. Even got the hand coming in. Here you got the little spikes here. Cool shot with the hat down. He's great drawing this crazy looking hat and the whole cloak getup. So anyway, continues on this page. All the detail. Big skull here. Even though it's a little character, very, very detailed. Probably more detailed than most artists nowadays. And this guy just does it every panel. Awesome work. Awesome work. So anyway, she tells him that when he meets Spawn to boost his ego and things like that. And he's like, "That ain't my style." She's like, "All right, suit yourself." So they drop down in here to the shadows. And then here we're shown New York. And here's this guy ending a work day, and saying bye to people here. And, but he's in the elevator, jerks to a stop. And who do we have? We got Spawn here in the back. The eyes here. Says, "No one's coming for you, Phil." From the darkness. Very creepy scene here. But great detail on the hat. The hat's flowing here. It just looks like everything just has a vibe to it, flowing around. Just great artwork. Even the hand grabbing the cloak up here. Good stuff. Then you switch to a scene like this one. Double page spread of Spawn sitting with this guy. He has chained up. I mean, look at all these chains. Crazy detail. Got his coat hanging down his tie. Great expressions on the faces at crazy angles. Of course, here you see it. He's upside down because then we find out he is upside down. You know, really, really cool little detail there. I didn't even notice that the first 3 times I seen this. But Spawn's looking great. Got his chains flying everywhere. I mean, this guy would be great at just drawing the regular Spawn book too. Power coming off here, the gloves, the spikes, cloak. Then you have these guys in the background. Chain, you got all these chains here. Great, great detail. Great shot. But anyways, he's trying to interrogate these guys to see what they know. That's what Spawn's doing right now. And he says, which one of you are lying? Because he already talked to another guy. So he's starting to turn a little bit demonic here, I guess. Spawn shows up with Gunslinger, saying, sorry to crash your party. But man, this panel here, look at all this stuff. Cloak flying, 3 characters, even background scenes, cloak, chains, spikes, just everything going on. So she's saying, you know, they're saying, I trust you not to be here. And she says, well, this guy has some business with you. He's threatening him to answer her. He says, if you're busy, I'll take care of these people for you. So he lights a cigarette, blows smoke in his face, and then he points and takes care of these guys. But great detail here. He shows everything. And they're shocked. They're like, what are you doing? Took care of these people. So he slams them next to the wall. He says, I took care of them because you want to find a boss, they're going to come looking for you now. That's how you flush out a weasel. This panel here, all the cloak, it's even going through this panel up here. You know, every spike. You got the gun, the cloak, all the spikes here. You know, very expressive. You got the hand here. You got the hands here, showing expression. The other hand here. You got the face showing lots of expression. So then he tells him that he's flushing out the weasel. Spawn gives him a crack, another punch to the face. You know, you got your skulls here, the hat, just awesome artwork. Like every panel, all the guys look cool. All the characters look cool. And you got this awesome picture. I guess Spawn's half turning into a demon here or something. Jessica says, that's enough. She's Spawn. She's Spawn right now. She says, that's enough. It's like, we need to work together. Awesome picture here. This would be a cover for most comics nowadays. But it's just another panel in this comic book. Yeah, all this stuff. So he comes back down. They're saying it takes a while. He's like, we're not going to work together if guys like Yosemite Sam here are part of it. You know, he remembers what she said. So he's like, well, then teach us. What do we need to learn? He appeals to his military background like she told him earlier and stuff. But anyways, this is a awesome panel here. A nice concluding shot showing the hole in the building here. You know, just all the Spawns together. Great character work. Keeps everything in perspective. And also standing cool while yet being expressive and everything. You know, great detail and everything. Really cool style, especially with this inker. Really good inker here too. But yeah, so that's Brett Booth, Gunslinger Spawn number 9. Brett, I remember him from back in the day with his comic Backlash and a lot of stuff he's done after that. His stuff just continues to get better, more polished, but definitely has a unique style. You know, very expressive and things like that. So yeah, that's Gunslinger Spawn. So there you have it. A look at the awesome art of Brett Booth. And here's the finished piece I inked. There's a link in the description below to my art page if you wish to view an HD version of it, and also others like it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have a suggestion for an artist you'd like to see me take a look at in the future, leave a comment below, and I'll check them out. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and we'll see you next time on the Comic Artist Spotlight.